Texas. They say everything's bigger here, and they're right. We've got big cars. I mean really big cars. Have you seen our trucks? They take up a parking space and a half. They're gigantic, and we like them that way. It's got a Texas-sized podcast as well. And this is it, right here, Fort Hood's great big podcast. Yeehaw.
Just can't wait to get on the road.
We're on the road.
We are. We are coming to you from the Mega Career Fair at, where is this place?
Club Hood.
Club Hood.
Fort Hood, Texas.
I am well informed.
And yes, we are the Great Big Podcast.
We are. I am Charlie Mabe.
I'm Brianna Dew.
And I am Dave Larson.
And we need to figure out a way to get around us having to introduce ourselves every time.
This is kind of cool, the setup here. You're right inside the main entrance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And think about how fast it was that we could pack up the studio.
It is. We are upwardly mobile, folks. We can take this thing wherever they need us to be.
Yeah, we get right into the middle of the hustle and the bustle.
Mm-hmm. So
email us. What is our email?
Our email address is forthoodpao@gmail.com.
And tell us what you got going, and maybe we'll show up.
Yeah. We'll come out of our little closet and it kind of looks like a
Coming out
closet.
of the closet, Charlie.
We will come out of the closet. We will come out of the closet and podcast live for you.
Emerge from the darkness
Yes.
All
to
right.
the light.
But here, it's a little more serious today.
Yeah.
Because this Mega Career Fair is the real deal. This is something that I didn't know existed when I was... Did this exist when I was a soldier?
Absolutely.
Obviously, I didn't have the hookup.
You were just
back then.
misinformed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I was in a different country.
Well, you didn't ACAP out of here either.
No. I was in Japan.
Oh, okay.
But you can come here as a soldier or a civilian. You can get on post.
Mm-hmm.
And there's how many people here? 100 and...
Oh, there's 100 plus
Yeah, 170, I want to say.
employers.
Wow.
Employers here that are willing to talk to you today to try to fit you in, not for just a job, but a career. Something with a salary, something with benefits. And most of these, you can use your military experience and build on that to propel you into the future.
Right?
That's excellent.
So the goal today is to grab some employers, grab some prospective employee soldiers, get them on here, and tap into their brains and find out just what the heck is going on.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be my role, right? Running around grabbing people.
Dave is our gopher for the day.
I will be your photographer, though, so you better use some of my pictures.
Yeah. If you want to see what this looks like, go to our Facebook page, and you can stare at our beautiful mugs as we do what we do best.
We got to give the people what they want, Charlie.
That's right. I don't think that's pictures of me. I'll be honest.
What I really like about it is it's not just, it's not like when you, let me just focus on resumes or focus on networking. Like, it's all in one place here.
Yeah.
Which is really great.
And it's super busy. Man, I'm looking out over it. There's soldiers everywhere. There's employers everywhere. People carrying bags. People with babies. There was somebody from the American Legion. There's a young soldier here texting on her phone. It is nuts.
There's a lot of action happening
at
Club Hood.
Dave, why don't we
out.
send you out to go
Bye.
grab someone, and
You guys
Brianna,
have fun.
We will hold down the fort. Bring us someone good.
Okay.
All right, that's bring us someone good.
No pressure.
No
No
pressure.
pressure, not
All right,
at all.
and we'll be back and see who we got right after this.
What is life? What's an honorable discharge sounds disgusting. Where'd my filing? Which end of the horse do I stick the carrot in?
Sporky asks a question.
I don't know. Hey, everybody. Sporky here, and I've got a big question. What is OPSEC?
Fork utensil. How is it that you don't know about operational security?
Annie Pumpkin. No need to be so formal. You can call me Sporky. All my friends do. And I know all about operational poo-poo-poo. But what is OPSEC?
Operational security's OPSEC, fork utensil.
Ooh, maybe it's OPSEC. That's spicy. Where do babies come from?
Fork utensil.
It must have something to do with the military and things. I know. I'll take pictures of stuff all over post and put them on the internet and ask, is this OPSEC? Is this OPSEC?
Fork utensil,
Ooh,
you
it
better
sure
not.
smells like OPSEC.
Look, there are 5 steps to OPSEC.
Oh.
Identifying critical information, identifying the threat,
Yeah.
assessing vulnerabilities,
Oh, yeah.
analyzing the risk,
Forky.
and developing and applying countermeasures.
What?
The
No.
OPSEC is pretty common sense, like not talking about troop movements or other sensitive things.
You mean it's a process by which organizations assess and protect information about things that could, if properly analyzed and grouped with other data by a clever adversary, reveal a bigger picture than ought to stay hidden.
That's exactly right, fork thingy.
Forky.
And like they used to say, loose lips sink ships.
Ooh, I love a good submarine joke, but seriously, where do babies come from?
Oh my goodness gracious.
Practicing good OPSEC is everybody's job. Protect your fellow service members. Don't be a sporky. Ba-ba-ba-ba, and we're back. So what did you think about Sporky?
Sporky is... I don't know.
I was looking, where's the crickets? That's not crickets. God bless it. God bless it. I'm all
It's
right.
the purple.
Purple.
Yes.
All right. This is do you know who Sporky is?
Sporky's from the new Toy Story.
That's right.
That I
He's,
have not seen.
He is from, well, not our Sporky's from the military. He has a
yes,
MRE utensil,
Yeah.
which is
oh.
a spoon, not a spork. But
He gives
no,
you all the sodium.
that's sort of a parody of a Toy Story 4 character, and they've got some little animated shorts now called Forky Asks a Question. The actual character's name is Forky, ours is Sporky, and a little tongue-in-cheek.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think spork is the best utensil.
I think sporks are cool.
Yeah. They reign supreme in the culinary world.
It's awesome. All right, well, we've run that topic into the ground. Let's talk with someone else and see if it goes better. All right. Now we are here right now with Louisiana State Police Officer Sergeant Melissa Matey. Now, ma'am, or is it Sergeant or ma'am?
It is Sergeant. Melissa
Okay.
works too.
All right. Well, Melissa, thanks for coming on and talking about the career opportunities that soldiers might have through the police force. And what's really cool is you guys aren't from here. You're from Louisiana. That's a whole nother state. And not just that, but Louisiana is the national football champion.
Absolutely.
Is that correct? So, wow, you're here. You're not only here recruiting, you're here sort of crowing a little bit, too.
Yeah, just a little bit. One of our guys that's here with us today, he's from Baton Rouge. So, of course, we all go to Baton Rouge a good bit. That's where our headquarters is.
Mm-hmm.
But we're really proud of LSU. And, of course, the game was awesome last night.
Well, that's amazing.
That's
hey,
awesome.
I bet now Coach O, he could probably run for governor. He could start a whole new career himself, huh?
Everybody in the state pretty much likes Coach O. We love him. Of course, we're with him all the time. We travel with the team. And that's part of, I guess, if you work in the Baton Rouge area and you're lucky enough to get that detail spot, you can travel with the band and with the team and, of course, with Coach O.
Whoa!
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even expect that. That is so cool. Now, tell me about a career in law enforcement and transitioning from the military. How would that work?
So actually, it's pretty easy for military people to transfer over to law enforcement, and it just fits with what they're used to and the regiment that they're used to. So it's a pretty easy transition over to the law enforcement side, especially with state police. With Louisiana, of course, we're right next door to you guys. So, and we love Texas. We love Texas DPS. We love all the agencies over here. But we have a really awesome retirement system. We're probably one of the top 3 in the country.
Wow.
So you can retire at 100% with about somewhere between 27 to 30 years of service. So most people can't say that. That's one of our top things. Our retirement's really awesome. The benefits are great, but here at Fort Hood, we know that there's a lot of people from Louisiana. So we'd like to see them come home. And of course, we're willing to take anybody else too. So any other Texas residents or wherever they're really from in the country. And previously, I've talked to many different branches of the military, people in the military, and they're just looking for a change, and they want to come to Louisiana. And of course, Louisiana, it's Southern hospitality. The food is great. We have New Orleans. We have Baton Rouge.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have what a lot of our troopers call God's country in the northern portion of the state. So a lot of different career opportunities. We're state police. We're not just highway patrol. So we handle narcotics. We have detectives. They handle officer-involved shootings for other agencies. We have a special victims unit, air support, SWAT, mobile field force. Those are our riot guys, public affairs, recruiting. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So a lot of different career opportunities.
That's amazing. That's more than just, when I think of a career in law enforcement, I think of sitting in a car or maybe, driving, giving somebody a ticket. I don't think of narcotics or public affairs.
Right.
There's just so many things. I guess it's sort of like the military. When people think, hey, you could be a soldier, that's just one facet of the career field as a whole in the military. Now, if I'm a soldier or a civilian and I want to be a law enforcement officer, what do I need to do? Who are you looking for in this?
So, well, there's a couple different requirements that we have. So you either have to have 3 years of active duty military, or 60 credit hours in an accredited college, or 2 years of law enforcement, or a combination thereof. So a lot of the military guys bring their time over with them. They can buy their military time, so that's less years that they have to work. But some people come over just from another law enforcement agency. Some come straight out of college. So we have a very wide variety of backgrounds, and that's what we're looking for. We're not just looking for the previous law enforcement or military guys, even though they fit in really, really well. But we are looking for a very diverse background, especially because if you think about law enforcement and investigations these days, a lot of it is going towards cyber things. So anybody that has an IT background or special computer skills, that's what we're looking for. Anything. We're open to anybody that fits those qualifications, and come go through the process. And it's a great career.
All right. Well, fantastic.
That's great that y'all are like our like next door neighbors in Texas.
Yeah, it is.
That's
Y'all
awesome.
if you haven't had a chance, come and visit Louisiana. It's a pretty great place. I'm from New Orleans, so I'll always talk great things about New Orleans.
I've heard the
very
seafood
unique.
is great.
Oh, the seafood's awesome.
I've always wanted to
fantastic.
try it.
Yeah, seafood's awesome.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for taking the time and being with us on
Thank
the podcast today. And I wish you luck in your recruiting efforts. And if somebody couldn't make it here today, is there any way that they could reach out to you?
Absolutely. So we've been here multiple different times. We love coming to Fort Hood. It's a really great recruiting event, especially because y'all have so many people coming through here. So I want to say this is like my 6th or 8th time coming.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've been here a good bit, and we keep coming back time after time. So it's really great. But people can reach out to us. So they can reach out directly to me, and I'm on our website, which is LSP, which is Louisiana State Police, lsp.org. You can click on Becoming a Trooper, and all of my information is listed there. They can email me directly or through our recruiting website, which is lsprecruiting@la.gov. But just look us up on the internet. We also have a Facebook page, so if you search Louisiana State Police Recruiting, you will find us there. You can reach out and message us that way also.
All right, fantastic. Well, once again, thank you so much, and
Thank
the
you.
best of luck in your recruiting efforts
Thank
today.
you. Hopefully people come out and see us today.
I'm sure they will.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Over here. Hey, I'm in stereo again.
All right.
That's good. So, have you ever been to, well, never mind. We've got some folks
No Louisiana?
coming over. Well, I was going
Okay.
to talk about Louisiana.
Yeah.
We can talk about that in a second. Hey, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Throw those headphones
Yes, thank you
on.
for being here.
Yeah. Live radio is so fun. Well, this isn't actually live, is it?
No.
No,
It's like the portal
recorded.
between.
What is live? I mean, it's happening right now.
What does life mean?
What is life?
Okay.
How did
And
we
this
get here?
Fort Hood, great big podcast, we
Yes.
go deep. What is life? Our next.
Life is living the dream.
That's right. Okay, for this, you're going to need to be pretty close to this just because it's so noisy. So,
And
as they
loud.
say in the business, eat the mic.
Eat the mic.
Eat
Yes.
the mic. Be the mic. Eat
Nom,
the
nom,
mic.
nom,
No, 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 no. All right. Well, right now we have Sergeant Major, retired Ken Ware, former U.S. Army Sergeant Major. Hua.
Hua, hua.
And when did you serve?
June 21st, 1995 to March 28th, 2018. Less than 2 years.
Congratulations on your retirement.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I always thought it was funny. In the military, we always talk about the end of our service as in prison time.
Mm-hmm.
When are you getting out?
Yes.
What are you going to do when you get out?
Yeah.
22 years, 9 months, and 8 days. That's what I served.
Wow.
Well, congratulations
Yay.
on that.
You got the DD 214 blanket now.
Mm-hmm. That is such a warm, lovely blanket as well.
And life is good.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So you're here today. Who do you represent, Sergeant Major?
So I work for a company called Calibre,
Mm-hmm.
and we represent, today we're representing Ford for their newly launched DOL certified GI Bill approved Veterans Careers Program.
Oh, wow.
So what we do is we take transitioning service members with a mechanical background and we place them in jobs nationwide. It's, like I said, it's DOL certified GI Bill approved, so that it's the third apprenticeship of its kind in the automotive industry that you can utilize your GI Bill benefits to help you transition while you're going through learning the dealership trade and becoming that technician. Ford is a great company to work for. They definitely stand behind their veterans and or America's veterans and careers offered throughout the country.
Wow. And that is a good paying job. That's
Yes, there's depending on location. Obviously, pay is based on location,
Absolutely.
right? So if you're making $18 an hour in Savannah, Georgia, is the equivalent of making $23 an hour in Atlanta, just because of cost of living.
yeah, it's just economics.
Yeah, it's all relative, So there's some dealerships out there that Ford Master Tech. There's technicians making $42 an hour.
Wow. Well, maybe I need to look at a new career.
That's great.
What kind of people are you looking for today? What skills should they be bringing to the table?
So I'm looking for your 15 Series MOS. I'm an aviation maintenance guy after 23 years in the Army. I'm looking for your 15 Series MOSs because aviation maintenance skills directly translate to the automotive industry. I'm looking for your 91 series, your 91 Alpha, which is your M1 Battle Abrams tank repair. Great skill set. Those guys are true mechanics and technicians, and they translate to all our programs throughout the Calibre has. So let me just veer off on that for a second, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Calibre also works with the Mercedes-Benz Veterans Careers Program. We created that.
Mercedes.
So we take, over the course of 16 weeks, we'll take a 91 Bravo and turn them into one step below a Master Tech for Mercedes-Benz. And then we work for all 382 dealerships in the country for Mercedes-Benz.
So I got to ask, if you work for Mercedes-Benz, do you get a discount?
Yes, you do.
All right, there you go.
Oh, man. So
There
are
you
you
go.
only looking for soldiers, or are you also looking for civilians?
It depends on the program.
Okay.
For Ford, I'm looking for that service member. If we can, if it's a family member, I'm pretty sure we can justify it, but they have to have the skill set.
Mm-hmm.
For Mercedes-Benz, we'll take civilians and service members, and then also with Jaguar Land Rover, we have a veterans program.
That's fantastic.
Wow. So you mentioned it takes like 2 years to get all of the certifications and credentials, or is it shorter than that?
It's shorter than that. So
Okay.
for the Ford program, it's a 24-month DOL certified program.
Okay.
However, it's really a plus program. So you'll get the credentials that you need in the first 12 months for Ford. It would normally take you 3 to 4 years to attain that same certification.
Oh, well, so you're fast track.
Yes, absolutely.
They set their employees up for success.
100%. And then when you combine that, the learning curve from starting out at the dealership and you're receiving that BAH because it is GI Bill approved, just to supplement your income. Because, hey, let's face it, most of the soldiers we're not trained to work in the civilian force.
No, that's true.
Those skills directly translate, but we don't have the mindset of the dealership, unless you worked at a dealership prior to coming in, but then you'll just fast track even faster.
Sure.
So the idea is to start you off at the bottom, get your experience, get your training and your certifications, and then have that GI Bill supplement you. And as the GI Bill weans off, your pay is increasing, and by the time you're done with that 2 years later, so you're going to start out making with the GI Bill with Ford roughly $56,000 a year. When it translates that by at the end of that 24 months, you're making about $60,000 a year without the GI Bill.
Very nice. Very nice. Now, what if someone was unable to attend this event today and they're here in the podcast and they're interested? How can they get in touch with you?
So they can email me at ken.ware, W-A-R-E, at Calibre, CALIBRESYS.com, or go to www.ford-lincolntex.com and apply.
Yeah, it's great that they let you take your military opportunities and transition it over to the civilian side.
I know.
And all the resources are there for you and set up, sounds like it. That's really awesome.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Yeah.
Howdy, y'all. Mark your calendars for the next Hood Howdy Information Fair coming up on February 21st, 2020 from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Club Hood. Hood Howdy is a family-friendly event that we highly recommend to newcomers to Fort Hood and the surrounding areas. Come out and get better acquainted with your new hometown, neighbors, local businesses, schools, on and off post agencies, family and MWR, and much, much more. And guess what? You can enter to win cool prizes. The event is free and open to all. For more information, go to hood.armymwr.com. That's hood.armymwr.com.
Well, for as many employers that there are here, Brianna do, Specialist Brianna do, there are also soldiers and civilians looking for careers, all right? And we have a soldier with us today. If you could please introduce yourself to our podcast audience.
How you doing? I'm Sergeant First Class Pierce.
All right. Sergeant First Class Pierce, what is your first name?
Gary.
Gary, would you like us to call you Sergeant, Sergeant Pierce, or Gary?
Well, let's see. I'm transitioning out of the military, so let's go with Gary.
All right,
man, we're
Gary.
getting ready. I like the mindset.
All right. Gary, how long have you spent in the Army?
By the time it's all said and done, it'll be 20 years and 22 days.
20 years and 22 days.
Wow.
Well, congratulations on making it.
Thank you.
When you have something like Gary here where he did 20 years and now he can take what the Army is rewarding his time in service with and then do another career on top of that, it sets you up for success in retirement.
It's wonderful.
And when you hit that ancient age of 44 like me, you start thinking about retirement. Now, Gary, what did you do when you were as you are in the Army? What was your MOS?
So I'm a 25 Bravo, which is an information system analyst. So it's pretty much just in the IT field, and that's exactly what I'm looking for when I get out of Army officially. It's just getting into the IT field.
Yeah, there's a lot of job opportunities for that, especially in Texas.
So who all have you talked to today?
So today there was a lot of law enforcement, and as I was talking to them, I just, it piques my interest knowing that there's a plan there if the IT field doesn't work out, because you can go into law enforcement and they give you the training. The same thing as the Army. You go to basic training for 9 weeks, and you go into law enforcement and they give you the same type of training. And it's there. I don't really want to go from uniform to uniform, but the option's there, and they also have a IT department. So
yeah, we were speaking with Louisiana state troopers over there, and they told us that their cyber crime divisions and all that I mean, that's the hot thing to go into right now, and they're looking for IT people. How do you feel about Louisiana?
Well, they just won the national championship last night,
Yes, they
so
did.
I think I'm going to stay away from that state for about 6 months. I can't hear that Go Tigers thing. But no, Louisiana wouldn't be bad. They have New Orleans there. It's a nice little place to visit. It's close to home. I'm from San Antonio. It's close enough to home, but I'll definitely have to go check out the state troopers over there.
Have you been surprised at all by how many opportunities present themselves to you as you're transitioning away from the military?
So every soldier is different. Some soldiers have success and others, they kind of struggle their way through. But LinkedIn is like one of the best things ever to me right now. I've gotten 4 job opportunities from just LinkedIn alone. It goes from California to Florida to Germany.
Wow.
Even Afghanistan and Iraq, of course, is always going to be there for contracting for soldiers. But you'd be surprised. Colorado was the most recent that I got for the information technology field. So I highly encourage soldiers, you're transitioning out of the military, get on LinkedIn. Even check out Glassdoor. It's another website that shows you what you could possibly make in that field on the outside.
Oh, wow. There's a lot of great resources out there. Hey, I want to thank you for taking your time today to stop by and talk to us.
Absolutely. Thank you for the time.
There's a baby here.
Yes.
I hope he's able to get a job. You look a little young. I'm going to need to see some ID, kid. So you've never been to New Orleans?
And I have not. No, I've wanted to.
Really?
Yes. Earlier this year, actually, I had a friend, or not earlier this year, earlier last year, I had a friend that we were planning on flying out there for an extended 4-day and just eating the seafood and seeing the nightlife and all the music, but it fell through.
It's interesting. Most people think of New Orleans and they think of Mardi Gras.
Yes.
But, I mean, it really is a foodie paradise.
Yes.
And it is so relatively close to Fort Hood that on a 3-day or 4-day weekend, you could make the road trip.
You could. It's farther away, but it's not too far away to where you can't get your money's worth or your time's worth out of getting down.
Well, hey, we got somebody else coming up now. Dave has grabbed someone.
Great.
So let's see who this is.
All right.
You're on.
All right. So we are here right now with Specialist Reed. She is walking around the Mega Career Fair. And I just want to ask you a few questions today. So you're looking into transitioning out of the military. What kind of options are you looking at?
As of right now, I'm trying to look for anything in the logistics field because I am a 9-2 Alpha, which is an equipment record part specialist, which is logistics field. So anything in that range is what I'm looking for.
Okay. So you said equipment field?
Equipment record parts specialist.
Equipment record parts specialist. Wow. So how does that transition over to the civilian side?
Everybody needs some type of logistics as far as ordering parts for, for example, an airline. Even an airplane needs parts for the airplane. So I would be literally ordering parts for the airplane for,
So how long have you been in the military with your logistics job?
I've been in the military for June 6th will be 4 years.
Oh wow!
So one contract, and might be one contract only. So.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, you still served your country. You're still in the 1%.
Yeah, you did more than most people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's great that you're here now. How did you hear about the career fair?
So I have started, actually just yesterday I went to SFL TAP and the counselor, gave me some options to come here or come here on the 15th to do the job there. But I decided to come today. I'm kind of actually afraid of the transition.
Yeah.
I think once you're in the military for a certain amount of time, you're just so used to, having a routine. And the fact that I'm not going to have a routine every day, it's kind of scary. But so I don't know what I was expecting coming into it, but life throws a lot of curveballs at you, so just got to deal with it.
Yeah. So are the counselors, do they help you with those fears and concerns you have? Because I know, everyone gets nervous when they're looking at a new career field or a change, or like you mentioned, a break from the normal routine, like for the military. Do you feel like that program is beneficial to soldiers?
Absolutely. I believe that most of the counselors have kept it real as possible with soldiers. If they feel like your plan is not good enough, they'll tell you, no, I think you should stick it out and, at least do another contract and, figure it out what you want to do before you get out.
Yeah.
They're very helpful. They don't suggest that you get out without a plan. Just yesterday, a counselor was telling me, well, if you ain't got a plan, then I think you need to stick your butt in the military until you figure it out. So,
I like that they keep it real.
Yeah.
Well, the Army does give you a lot of options. You can still stay in. When does your contract expire?
4 months.
All right, 4 months, so you're getting up there. But, you could stay in. They're pretty good about that. I've heard stories about guys, I was 3 days, from throwing in the towel, and they came back and offered me something. You've got GI Bill, right? You got college that you could use at any point in your life. It doesn't have to be now.
Right.
You've got this resource here where the employers are coming to you to try to hook you up. So the Army's actually pretty good at hooking you up for what comes next.
Yes, sir. And they also are helping with having soldiers do a comparison of 2 colleges before you get out. That's also part of the getting out plan. Is you have to have some type of college.
Like you have to be enrolled in a degree plan?
You have to have an outline of 2 colleges and their type of degree plans, their benefits that they offer soldiers, and et cetera. The counselors are very helpful as far as that sector. So.
Well, and your military experience transfers to college credit as well. So just having been in the service and then getting the GI Bill, you're already a leg up when it comes to furthering education.
It's a stepping stone, really.
Yes.
So.
I'm so glad to hear that. Well, thank you very much.
I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Don't throw her away yet. I have more questions. Specialist Reed, where do you see yourself in the future? What's your dream?
My dream, actually, I am sitting here doing it.
Oh
so that's why
really?
I am.
You want to be on a podcast?
A podcast, or I love sports broadcasting.
Really?
So before I joined the military, I had an internship with it was a company called Niles Media. It was like a media group for upcoming, podcasters or the media field in general to all come into one and practice what they want to do. So that's what I was doing before I actually joined the military. So
wow.
yes, journalism is what I would like to do.
Well, fantastic.
Oh my
There are
goodness.
many great journalistic opportunities out there, and we could talk. Now that I know that, I could go another 20 minutes on this.
I think the spark has started.
I probably should. But I'll talk to you off air about that a little bit. But I want to thank you so much for being on the podcast, and Brianna, now I'll let you say it.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I'm going to say that again. Thank you very much, Specialist Reed, for talking to us today.
Thank you. I appreciate you for asking me.
All right, and follow your dream.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Good luck. Yes.
I think there's so much going on here and so many opportunities, so many people. It's all happening so fast. It's kind of hard to capture it all.
So I'm done chasing down people. Is that what you're
Oh,
telling me?
yeah. We're done with this segment.
We're good. So we're going to wrap
this part's
up.
done, and we're going to move on. So coming up, we have
Equal opportunity.
equal opportunity. Sort of a kind of a deep dive there on
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday is when?
next month.
It's
this month.
It's Monday.
I've been out of the country for 10 years.
Where you been?
Ask me when the Emperor's birthday is.
Okay. So we got federal holiday. And after that, what do we got?
Everybody's back to work on, I think, Tuesday.
No, I'm talking about the guests.
Oh.
This is called a teaser, Charlie. You're teasing, We got E-O. And then we got what?
I forget.
The tax center.
Tax center. How?
that's
You know what?
right.
Death, taxes, all that.
It's kind of apropos that I forget the tax center because, like, for 3 years there, I kind of forgot my taxes as well.
Oh, no.
That came back and bit me. I'll tell you what.
The IRS didn't forget.
No, they certainly did not. So we'll be back with EO. And the tax center.
Back in the studio.
Yep. So see you
Later.
then.
So, are you making any New Year's resolutions?
I make them, but I tend not to keep them. You know, lose some weight, work out more, get in better shape.
Well, here's an idea. Why not make a resolution to help someone other than yourself this new year and become a volunteer?
Volunteer, huh? Right here at Fort Hood? How do you go about doing that?
Well, let's hear from the big voice guy. He knows everything.
That's right. To find out more about becoming a volunteer at Fort Hood, give the Army Volunteer Corps office a call at 287-8657 or stop by their office in the Shoemaker Center. You'll find them on the second floor in Building 36,000 on Darnall Loop.
Save money and get special military discounted tickets to your favorite attractions like Six Flags, Schlitterbahn, SeaWorld, Disney World, and more. Stop by our Leisure Travel Services office located right here on post to get those tickets. For more information, go to our website at hood.armymwr.com. Have fun!
Fort Hood's great big podcast. 50% of the time, they're right. 50% of the time.
We have a 4-day weekend coming up.
Yay,
We
4-day.
So with that 4-day.
Brianna is just sort of grooving over there.
I get excited.
Nobody, this is audio. Nobody can see you in your 4-day zone.
I'm excited.
There you go.
For the weekend.
Yeah, and what, you got plans?
I don't. Probably just resting and rejuvenating.
That's so boring.
I haven't thought that far ahead yet.
Okay, Charles.
I will spend my time on the couch, and I will also practice guitar and probably clean and probably do none of that and just be on the couch.
Right. And take more drugs, right?
Absolutely. Drugs are good for allergies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're looking a little more livelier than the
I
other day.
feel better. I feel a lot better.
All right. Brianna.
Yes.
You've heard a million of these, and we're going into a 4-day weekend, so give me my safety brief.
I know what that means.
Go ahead.
So, we want to make sure that everyone has a good time, but also a safe time. Make sure that you drink a lot of water. You stay hydrated. That's
Hydration,
really
what?
Yes. You always want the soldiers to be hydrated. Make sure that you have a plan if you go out, if you party, or if you stay at home. That's fine too. Make sure you don't drink and drive.
Don't drink and drive, what?
If it's starting to get a little bit warm, well, it's still a little cold. Make sure
Space heater safety, what?
Yeah, make sure you're not burning down the house with your heaters or your fires. Yeah. That's very important. What else? Make sure you're driving safely and that your car is good and the inspections are good to go. I just got mine renewed. You don't hit your dogs or your spouse or your children. We want to have a good...
Make love, not war, what?
Yes. We want to make sure that you have good relationships, and it's a new year, so
Okay.
Yeah, turn a new leaf over.
Good one. Yeah. So the 4-day weekend is, they get the training holiday thanks to the federal holiday, and Monday is Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Woohoo!
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
And we are honored to have newly promoted, right? Yes. Lieutenant Colonel Miranda Craid. She's the 3-Corps Equal Opportunity Program Manager and been in the job all of how long?
This is my second week at work.
No, you need to come a little closer.
Come a little closer to that. How long?
This is my second week on the job.
All right.
Ooh, very new.
Hello, person opening the door back there.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, they're bringing something into the room.
Oh, no.
There it is. There it is. I knew this would happen one day.
It will.
I'm pleased that it happened today. I'm pleased. And they're still in the room. This is great. Yeah. All right. See ya. Have a good weekend. All right.
All right.
I'm back at it.
All right. Monday is the actual holiday, but Fort Hood is actually going to do an observance. So can you tell me a little bit about that and what's going on?
Yes, sir. The Martin Luther King Junior Day observance is hosted by 3 Corps in Fort Hood and 166th Aviation Brigade on Thursday, 23 January from 11:30 to 12:30 at the Phantom Warrior Center. The guest speaker is Mr. Gary Cobb. He's a former Assistant District Attorney of Travis County District Attorney Office in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What does it mean to you?
It means a lot to me just because I can relate to some of the struggles that African Americans experienced in the 60s and 50s even. A lot of actions are discreet at this time, but sometimes you can experience exclusion. I've personally experienced that myself. And trying to get others to understand. The Army promotes diversity. I don't think a lot of people are aware of inclusion. And most people feel that they're acceptable of all people, but if they get in some of those tough situations,
right.
You notice some of their reservations based on their limited interactions with others. So we also try to promote inclusion. And you can think of it simply as being invited to the dance and not being asked to actually dance, or being invited to the table, having a seat at the table, but you don't have a voice.
That's interesting. I never thought of that before.
No.
I grew up in Texas, North Texas, and I remember really specifically when I was in high school, most of my high school was white. I remember it was either my sophomore or junior year. We had a newspaper and they did a poll. And I remember it's on the front page, and over 90% of our high school was white. So there was not a lot of diversity, and there wasn't a lot of people like me. I'm Hawaiian and Hispanic. My father is Pacific Islander. My mother is Hispanic. So, and I never really thought about it, or because I am light-skinned. But I do get dark in the summer. Like if I can change my skin tone, gets dark. But I remember just feeling, I never really felt excluded until I would say maybe 17 or 18. So when I was about to leave high school, and just seeing all the kids like having those maybe not necessarily opportunities, but they seemed to not have as much struggles as, the African American kids or the Hispanic kids. And I remember I had a group of friends, and I started to feel like they were excluding me. Like I think it had a combination of my race and my class, like, the middle class or lower middle class.
Your economic class.
Sure.
Yeah. So it was like a combination of the two. I feel like I did lose friends over it. Once we all started realizing together that there were differences, and that that did kind of separate us, and that was kind of hard.
Right. What I noticed, I served 27 years, 5.5 years in combat, more than a dozen deployments, is that when you deploy, right, America's always got its issues with race relations, with whatever relations, and we're fractured and splintered and stuff back home. But if we're all wearing the same flag, the way you treat people and the way I just noticed that there was more brotherhood among all of us when we were in Iraq, or when I was in Somalia, or I was in other places, than there is back home.
People tend to grow closer in a war zone. I do agree with that. But at the end of the day, I think that the person has to be willing to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and be self-aware of their biases.
No, I think self-awareness is a big part of it.
Absolutely.
Because if you don't know that you have a problem, you can't begin to fix that problem.
Exactly. So
really quick, I just want to remind everybody that the Martin Luther King Jr. Day observance is being held at Fort Hood's Phantom Warrior Center, which is building 194, on Thursday, the 23rd of January, from 11:30 to 12:30 p.m. If you want to attend, we highly encourage you to do so.
Exactly.
And the Army does as well.
Right on. And with that, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate your time. I know we put you on the spot last minute.
It's okay. You all have a good weekend.
You too.
All right,
and
you
hopefully
too.
you come out to the observance as well.
Absolutely.
We'll be all over that thing.
Yeah.
So it's tax season, everyone's favorite holiday. Hopefully everyone's present is a large sum of money. However, if you're bad at math like I am, the Fort Hood Tax Center has your back. With educated and friendly staff, they are sure to get you the most of your refund. The FHTC will be open from January 21st through April 16th, with business hours being 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Thursday and Friday, and 9:30 a.m. through 7 p.m. on Thursdays. For information on how the FHTC can help you, make a call to 254-288-7995. Make your appointment today. FHTC located on 52nd and Support, Building 13.
Hey golfers, are you looking for a new course to play? The Courses of Clear Creek is a 27-hole course with challenging greens located in the scenic rolling hills of Fort Hood. With a 300-yard driving range, 2 putting greens, and a 4-hole kids course, we're the premier golf course in Central Texas. Our pro shop is always stocked with the latest golfing equipment and name brand apparel, while our beautiful pavilion overlooking the course is a great place to enjoy a cold beverage. The Courses of Clear Creek, open to the public, offering annual, monthly, and summer membership packages. Give us a call today at 254-287-4130 or find us on the web at hood.armymwr.com.
Please explain to me, Brianna,
Uh-huh.
you don't get into that old people stuff.
No.
Explain old people stuff, please.
Just things from like the 80s and earlier. I don't know.
What year were you born?
I was born in 91.
91.
Yeah.
I remember 91.
Yeah.
Dave, what was 91 like for you?
Oh, man. 1991. AFN shape.
Really? What was happening in AFN shape in 91?
91, let's see. Well, I was gearing up for, I ended up getting put on orders for Somalia and some other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Bosnia, Dayton, Peace Accords were going on.
I think you have the bad mic because you're dropping off.
I am dropping really bad.
Yay, welcome back, Dave.
Yeah.
Well, I was trying to survive a volcano explosion.
As a fetus?
I was 2 weeks old.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, Mount Pinatubo in the Philippines. I was born in the Philippines.
That's the one up north by Clark?
Yes, I was born on Clark Air Force Base.
Really? I've been to the now version of Clark.
Oh my goodness. How's it looking? Because when I left, it was bad.
Yeah,
there was
same.
nothing left.
Same.
Oh, it's still bad.
Same.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we lived on the USS Abraham Lincoln for 3 months.
How American of you.
I know. We lived in drawers, my twin and I, because they didn't have baby stuff on board.
Well, I hang out around the house in drawers, but I've never lived in one.
Yes, it's like a real Harry Potter story going on.
I don't want to talk about drawers and Harry.
Well, he lived under the stairs.
That's not a drawer.
Well, it's not as sad, but I mean, we were displaced for sure.
So you're trying to tell me that you're on the USS Abraham Lincoln, this multi-hundred-million-dollar technological wonder, and you this is a sob story because you lived in a drawer.
It's not a sob story. I just said it's like Harry Potter.
It's like Harry Potter.
Well, yeah, he lived in the stairs, and I lived in a drawer. It's like cute.
But he lived in the stairs for a very short period of time, wasn't it?
I think it was for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
He didn't have like a stair-shaped hump on his back or something for me.
No, but I know what was the family Dundee or Dudley? They didn't like him, so I think he grew up in there.
Under the stairs? Wasn't there a movie about that? The people under the stairs?
I don't know. Is that another old person movie?
No, that's not an old person movie. That's like a horror movie or something.
Oh, okay.
The people under the stairs. Hold on, I'm going to
I
Google
think
this
it's like
thing.
Wes Carson.
I'm going to Google this. Okay, Google. The People Under the Stairs.
People Under the Stairs is a 1991 movie directed by Wes Craven, starring
91.
Brandon Adams, A.J. Langer, and Wendy Roby.
And Harry Potter.
That's scary.
That isn't
the year of your birth.
I know.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
So many good things happen.
Everything comes around. It's all connected. Almost like death and taxes. How topical. Because today we have with us Captain Gabby Bloodsaw, the OIC of the Fort Hood Tax Center. And I have to say, Gabby, you have the most awesome last name ever.
Yeah, that's pretty epic.
Tell us. You're Phantom Lethal, right?
I am Phantom Lethal, yes.
Yes.
That is fantastic.
But thank you all for having me. I get that about my last name all the time. Funny story, Halloween one year when I'm in college. No, I'm sorry, I was in law school at the time.
Mm-hmm.
We ordered a pizza, and I called and I ordered it, and hour later, still no pizza. So we call, we're like, hey, where's our pizza? They're like, oh, we thought you all were joking. We thought this was a Halloween prank. What? So we got a free pizza that night, but it was like 3 hours later. But
Oh
it was
my
free.
gosh.
The last name paid off.
That's hilarious.
Now, you're the OIC for the Tax Center, but I also understand you play a mean game of Smash. Is that true?
I do play Smash Brothers with my nephew, yes.
Really? Just, you don't ever wait for the nephew to go away and you're like, okay, now it's me time.
Well, I'm the one who bought him the game, so I
that's
probably
nice.
play alone a lot too.
Do you have a long history with Smash or just?
No, I do not. Just really this past year, we got him the Switch, and that was his favorite game, so we play it all the time.
Well, that's cool. Hey, how much tax did you pay on that Switch? I'm bringing it around. You see, I'm bringing it back to.
Yeah.
Well, I wish I bought it on base. Then there had been no tax.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Oh my goodness,
The
you didn't buy it on
exchange.
base?
Somewhere an exchange angel has gotten its wings right now because you mentioned that. So tell us about the Tax Center.
Well, what do you want to know? We open 21 January, so it's free tax returns for active duty, their families, and retirees and their families. So if you fit within that category, we will prepare your tax returns for free.
You guys go through a lot to prepare yourself to prepare our taxes. So
Yeah, so we here at Fort Hood, since we're such a large installation, we seek out 45 borrowed soldiers from all over the installation. So we have 45 soldiers, and we put them through a weeks-long IRS training. So we had 2 tax attorneys and an IRS rep come and train us on tax law. So these are soldiers whose primary job is tank filler, or they may not ever have even signed into a computer before. So we take these soldiers and we make them competent in tax law, including myself. I took the training myself. There are 4 tests that you have to take to certify. So after the training, we all have to certify on the advanced and military tests, as well as there's a couple of ethics tests.
Thank God, because you were saying we're bringing in tankers who've never signed into a computer before, and they're gonna do your taxes, and I'm going, well, no, so everybody's certified.
Everyone is certified.
That is cool.
We all certified yesterday.
So how do you pick those soldiers?
So we have an order go out that goes out from the garrison commander level, and they send us a list of soldiers. We interview them, and really we just want to make sure that they can be at the tax center through the end of April, and that they can access the Fort Hood network. So there's really no extreme vetting as far as have you ever filed taxes before. It's really just, can you be here and can you become competent?
Oh, so that's great that y'all provide a new opportunity for soldiers who would have probably never thought to look into that field, and now you're giving them that experience, and they can put that on their resumes, correct, for the future?
They can put it on their resumes, and if they, out in civilian practice, if they were to go to try to work for H&R Block or somewhere like that, they would be able to say they had 1 year
of experience.
Wow. That's a great deal.
That is great.
It's just another Army benefit that sneaks up on you.
And a little birdie told me you guys prepare a lot of returns, and you're very good at it, too. I'm going to go into that.
Yeah. So last year we prepared, so I wasn't OIC last year. It was Captain Schiller. They prepared 4,900 tax returns.
Wow.
That's federal, and about 500 state returns.
Right.
And they ended up with only a 3.2% error rate. So
Wow.
our goal is to beat that this year.
What's the Army average, or
So we have the lowest error rate throughout the Army.
Wow.
That's great. Is a tax error a common thing?
So really, it's attention to detail. So
Mhm.
it's really, did you input the Social Security number correctly? And a lot of the stuff is also things that we can't control. So you may have a parent who claimed their child, and then their ex-spouse also claimed that child. So we have no idea if that's going on.
So some of those errors are, I mean, you've done everything you can do. It's just when all the systems meet up at the IRS, something doesn't match up with somebody, and then it gets bounced back. Well, that makes it, first I was like, error rate, what? Like, oh, that's nothing. That's nothing. So if I'm going in and I'm wanting to have my taxes prepared, I'm a GS employee. I'm no longer in the Army. I'm a government civilian who works for the government. Will you prepare my taxes for me?
See, now you're asking questions I don't know the answer to. We have a list of acceptable IDs. Can I see your military
let's do this
ID?
right now. I'm going to pull out my ID.
Let me see what color it is.
It's in my computer.
Don't leave your CAC unattended.
AC Delta, where are you?
Oh, no.
Oh, AC Delta.
Oh, boy.
So I'll give you the lawyer answer. It depends on what color your ID is.
I'm going to tell you, the answer is no. You can't, I don't think. Probably. With my luck, the answer is no.
Oh. Well, I will say I was one of those 4,900 soldiers that filed with you guys last year at the tax center.
Wow.
So did that turn out well for you?
It did. They were really great. The service was really fast. I did have a hard time making an appointment. I asked them later in the tax season, so they were pretty swamped. But I showed up. The person on the phone, they asked me to just show up in person, and I was told that it would be easier for me to do it because I'm single with no dependents. So I just brought my stuff in, and they saw
not
me.
for much longer.
I know, that's true. I know. I got engaged recently.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, we announced that earlier. But they were really great, and I only went in one time, and
well, good.
Yeah, it was great.
Did you do the drop-off service? Were you able to drop? No,
I know. I went in. I was seen, and I went to the back, and
so you actually sat across from a
I
preparer.
did, yes,
Okay.
and I did have some questions because there's a lot of, questions like there's a lot of jargon that I don't know, and that I'm sure many people, younger soldiers don't know about all the laws and the system. So it was great that they were there to explain it to me and to make sure that I was filing it correctly and that I wasn't doing anything wrong. So,
and that's part of our job too, is when the return is computed, that we actually sit there and explain to the taxpayer, this is why this particular number spit out, so that they walk away feeling confident that it was done correctly and that they're getting the credits that they're entitled to.
I know we've talked a lot about like who might be able to have this service done and everything, but I want to get to the real important meat here stuff. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to want to see this all at one time. Do you have any sort of refreshments for people that are waiting? Some drinks or cookies?
This is the important stuff.
Absolutely. You got to have priorities.
So we do have a coffee pot.
All right.
But at the same time,
go to the tech center and get some pot.
You can
Pot
stop
at the tech center.
Starbucks is across the street. You can head over there before you come to the tax center. Now, there may be days where we bring in something, but it's not going to be the standard.
Oh, okay. All right. So bring a snack.
Bring a snack.
What else should you bring if you're coming to get your taxes done?
So the actual important meat of it.
Oh,
if
yes.
you are claiming,
she's calling you out.
Yep.
If you're claiming a certain income, make sure you have the paperwork for that income. So if you have a job, we all pretty much have the same job, but bring your W-2.
Okay.
If you have retirement, bring your 1099-R. If you have investments, your 1099 investment, dividends, whatever income you're saying you have, we need that documentation to back that up. So bring your Social Security card, your photo ID, military ID suffices for military, retirement ID for the retirees, and just make sure that you have that documentation. We don't necessarily need receipts from charitable donations or anything like that. We're going to take you on your word for it if you've donated to a charity, but anything that a company is required to provide you, you need to bring that with you.
Now I'm going to throw you a curveball.
Okay.
I'm a service member, right? So I got my W-2. My husband or wife has a side business that maybe, so a lot of deductions, profit, loss, all that. Can you guys handle that as well?
So we do self-employment income if you have the correct documentation, but there will be limitations if your business is operating at a loss.
Okay.
So we will have the limitations posted at the tax center, and as well we're going to post them around base, around the installation. But we do self-employment income.
Well, I'll tell you what, can you get us a copy of those and we'll post them on the Great Big Podcast Facebook page?
I will bring that over to you. Oh, yes.
Thank you so much.
Perfect. Let's not talk about losses. Let's talk about gains. You had 4,000 something customers last year. How much money did you save them, or did they get back?
Oh, so we total about $12 million.
Whoa!
That's good.
How much, Brianna? You're rolling in it, ain't you, girl? $12 million.
Oh, man. I'm enlisting again.
So and so we also are calculating, right, that they didn't have to pay for the service.
Right.
So we're including that in our estimates. But
still, that's nothing.
Wow, yeah.
Getting that appointment, and like she waited until the end of the tax season.
I did.
You guys are starting up January 21st. When do you start taking appointments, and how do people make them?
So we will start taking appointments towards the end of next week. And it is appointment only, but our phone lines are not up yet. Sorry, guys, but we will have 2 phone lines, and I can get you all those phone numbers. But
yeah, we're gonna need to post that with the podcast. Yeah.
And I gave an information sheet to Miss Brandy that has the phone numbers on there. But yeah, so call one of the numbers. We have people sitting at the front desk making those appointments, or sometimes walking in. It's going to be easier because the phones are ringing often.
Yeah,
is there a way to sign up online for it?
No. So we tried that in the past, and it just wasn't successful because we didn't have the manpower to keep checking. We only have as many computers as Fort Hood gave us, so we didn't have the manpower or the technology to keep checking on the online site.
Now, besides the phone number, which we'll post with the podcast, where are you guys physically located, and how do folks get there?
All right, so we're in Building 13. That's the Client Services building on 52nd and Support, so across the street from 3 Corps headquarters. Right. And the tax center is connected to Client Services, so you'll just park sort of in the behind the Client Service building, and that's pretty much how you get there.
Perfect.
Great. And so I understand that if someone's coming to get their taxes done, being that you may or may not have refreshments, if someone were to bring a Nintendo Switch with them and they're waiting, would you be up to taking someone on in a game of Smash?
100%. As long as I can pick Kirby, I'm fine with that.
All right, you heard it here. Captain Bloodsaw, bring your Switch to the tax center. She's going to school you, and she's going to do your taxes.
Of course.
Right on. Gabby, thanks for coming by.
Thank you all for having me.
All right, yeah.
Yes.
That's a wrap.
Yeah. Somebody say that we're going to be back.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we'll be back.
Very good.
Yeah, he's going to have
we'll
to
be right back.
Got a problem? Write your congressman. Fort Hood's Great Big Podcast.
on a Monday. I feel so low, won't be long.
And that wraps up the show.
It does.
For today.
All right.
Man, I feel like we've been all over the place with this one, I'll be honest.
Yeah, we have.
That club hood and then the EO talk. So we went from employment and talking with employers and people to race relations.
Yeah. And we got a safety brief, don't forget.
And we got a safety brief from Brianna.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went into taxes, death and taxes, Smash Brothers.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're back here.
Once again.
Once again. Oh, Lord.
Are we going to actually use some outro music this time?
Like, what do you want for outro music?
Well, you know, like we were talking about the
flute solo.
Bump music.
Yeah, we could do flute solo. Did you just say flute solo?
Yeah.
Bring it. Where is it?
Go-to.
Where is it?
It's at the band hall.
All right. Very good.
I mean, I know you like it to just go.
Well,
and go.
Here.
Is it over?
I promise
Yes,
you
it
right now,
is.
if you listen real hard, right now
Right
you
now.
can hear me putting music under this in post-production.
Okay.
And that music is going to gradually increase until we stop talking, and then that will be the end of the show.
Perfect.
All right?
I kind of like that.
All right,
What
so-
about you? Little music outro, you know,
yeah.
right?
Significant. Like, what was the last one? It just ended?
It just ends. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think either is fine.
You don't like... What about this music that I'm playing now? Do you like that?
Yeah, I think it's great. I'm totally into it.
That's great. Fantastic.
It's
All right.
playing in your head.
There's so much playing in my head.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy, indeed. All right. Well, that's
Don't
it.
forget to thank everyone for joining us.
Thank everyone.
All
for-
three
thank you.
listeners.
My goodness. Actually, no, we're actually up to what, 62?
Thank you, Charlie's mom.
That's right. Thanks, Mom. And my dad's listening.
Oh,
in
man.
Florida.
Oh, shout out to them.
The Hubcats.
Mom, Dad, Hubcat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All them. And since we're thanking people, Will Courtney, thanks again for letting us use your music. That's his,
Absolutely.
on our little intro, that rockin' part, that's Will.
Amen.
And he's also, I also use his music before we do into the last segment.
Good.
So, and I think that's it. And I promise that there's music under this part in the final edit.
See you next week.
All right.
Or actually, you won't see us.
No, hear you next week.
Hear you
That
next
sounds
week.
really
Hear you.
stupid.
Just 1, 2, 3, bye.
Oh, yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.